Hello and welcome everyone once again to another episode of Level 1 Adventuring. All of our stream elements should be downloading here. Undercover said loud, spooky noise. Yeah, I know, the sound was hiding in the wings until we were ready to spook you, but now consider yourself scared. Welcome to Level 1 Adventuring. I am your host and Dungeon Master, Wolf Scott, and this is our Wednesday night 5th edition D&D campaign. If you're new to Level 1 Adventuring, there's a lot of content to see, a lot of RPGs and TTRPG stuff, both solo indie games like Firelights, Reap, we got a whole bunch running, and we also have a big group game like D&D running right now before your very eyes. Follow us on all the platforms, on all of our socials. You can catch all the previous episodes on YouTube. So if you missed anything, you won't, which is great. And also follow us on the Discord. It's where we meme, we chat, we update everyone on what we're playing next. And we're going to be converting it into a 5th edition play-by-post community space very soon. So you can hang out with us. It'll be a good time. Big shout out to Tabletop Audio for all the spooky sounds that are currently scaring Undercover. Big shout out to StreamLabs and StreamSpell, who are giving us all the fun digital effects that you see on your screen. And there's a little affiliate link down below if you want to download something for your stream, give us a little kickback. And I think that is all of my usual thank yous. But thank you, friends, for being here to watch some D&D tonight. I appreciate your time and energy as always. I'm going to put the stream in performance mode so I don't stare at myself. But with that being said, Undercover said skedaddle, skadoodle, I'm going to grab some noodles. Already rhymes in the chat.
Great.
Already rhymes in the chat. But with that being said, I should also say this is a one of our TTRPG streams, which means you can influence how the story goes. We have some channel point redeems that you can cash in if you've been watching for a while. You can grant both the party, individual members and the full cast, and monsters now, because I'm evil, inspiration. So if you want to make the battles easier or harder, you can do it. But with that all out of the way, Lil G's in the chat, what's up? I think what I'm going to do is show us our little party picture, and I'll have the cast introduce themselves to you, so you can get acquainted with our heroes here. And let's have Garrett first.
Hey everyone, I'm Garrett. I play our tiefling wizard, Yoan Byrne of the Yarren Hall Burns. I just blew up an entire cave full of alchemical components, so we're gonna see where that goes.
Beautiful. We love explosions in D&D. Let's have Zach up next.
Hi everyone, I'm Zach. I play Zorvarax Verduke, our dragonborn fighter, who is finally, for once, in his element in this adventure in a cave dwelling into the depths of a dank, dark cavern.
Depths, dank, dark, a lot of alliteration. I love it. Lauren, let's have Lauren up next.
Hey everyone, I'm Lauren, and I'm playing Grey Eden. She is a half-orc druid, and she really prefers to speak in grunts and groans rather than actually any kind of verbiage. So
always ever elusive and loves rocks. Gray's love language is rocks, is what we've established. Let's hear from Kamani, handsome Kamani, as we established in pre-stream.
So handsome.
Hello, this is Kimani, the humble and handsome bard, Musa El Assad. I'd much rather be above ground, so we're gonna see how today goes.
And then, last but certainly not least, our very own Amber.
Hello everyone, my name is Amber, and I play our half-drow rogue Nadara Valier, who enjoys seducing our beloved Percy into bravery. So let's see if we can get him to do some stuff.
He has been characteristically pretty useless the past couple sessions, so you will have your work cut out for you. We are going to swing back to everybody's beautiful faces, and then I'll just make sure that all of their beautiful faces populate in the chat. Dank, dark, damp, dusty, and then Undercover says, don't forget dingy. So if you need some more words, Zorvax, you can pen them down now.
Keep those in the library.
In the brain pan. But yes, that is our cast. We're all so happy you're here, and I think now we're pretty prepared to do a little recap of last session, and then get to where we left off, which was an interesting place, to say at the very least. So, when last we left our intrepid heroes, the party was chasing after a group of bandits, magical bandits, known as the Forsaken. From what the party has ascertained from various observations and knowledge checks on the Forsaken, they were once magical acolytes of the premier arcane academy of the world here, or I should say the nation here in Mira, but they all have, for whatever reason, gone rogue, defected, and are now sort of doing naughty things in the wilderness. One of the naughty things that they decided to do was steal a mysterious magical object of some import that the party has been transporting for the past couple sessions, whisked it away in the middle of the night, so the party has been giving chase. They caught up with the bandits. Well, I should say the bandits caught up with them in a little bit of an ambush. There was a quick and bloody scuffle, and the party managed to lay waste to most of the bandits, but then one of the bandits disappeared, jumped off a cliffside, turned invisible. Whoosh, no one knew where they went. But then the party, peeking over the side of this massive cliff that was overlooking a raging river, had just caught a sliver, a peak of a stone outcropping on the edge of the cliff itself, which suggested that perhaps there was a landing ground there for the bandits. So, putting their heads together and arguing about probably the best way forward in a typical D&D fashion, the party had decided to nail a big old rope, I should say a big old piton into the ground with some rope, with Zorvarax holding it firmly to help the others rappel down to myriad levels of success. Some people nimbly and ably quickly scampered their way down, Nadara being chief in that. Some slipped and tumbled and almost fell. Percy, for example, almost buckled his uncle's knees as he fell entirely off his ropes. But all's well that ends well. The party managed to catch their footing in front of the cave mouth and head forward. The cave itself seems to be a makeshift outpost. There are bits of graffiti on the wall written from the Forsaken, talking about the oppressive nature of the Magisterium and how they want to throw off the shackles of that organization. There are bits of sigils and flags from the Magisterium which have been defaced and damaged. But the party decided to press ever onward through the darkness using a combination of dark vision and, in Musadi's case, a light which was conjured into the form of a beautiful young lady, trotting their way alongside the party. Oh, Black and Toast threw a raptor in the chat. What's up? What's up, Black and Toast? Sneaking their way through these dark passages, the party eventually found themselves at a bit of a crossroads. There was sort of the squad is live, says Toast. We are live. We're here. We're large and in charge. There was a bit of a fork in the road. One path leading forward, the other careening off to the right, and some quick knowledge checks, or I should say some language checks, detected that it was written in Thieves' Cant, showing that one path led to the main hall, and the other one led to a requisitions hall. The party decided to head towards requisitions, but not before Yoan detected that there was a strange magical fizz in the air, and upon closer inspection saw that there was a ward that was chiseled into the ground of the intersection, some sort of protective measure to ensure that, you know, Nebby adventurers couldn't sneak in undetected. But just as quickly, that did Yoan detect it, that some wizardry managed to disable said magical trap, and the party was able to move forward. Toast and CIA are arguing about, I guess, who gets to eat Toast. Toast says it's not up for grabs, so no, you can't do it. DM says. They went to the requisition hall, found that it was boarded up and locked up tight, but that was a pretty easy task for our rogue. The nimble fingers and lockpicks of Nadara did not leave the party wanting, as they unlocked the door, went inside, and there they found their sort of supply hall. It was filled with bottles and reagents and a bubbling cauldron and some staffs that look like they were in the process of being worked and whittled. So, very curiously, the party approached this cauldron and the nearby spell book, tried to decipher what might have been going on with this brew, but unfortunately could not be deciphered. So, in an act of defiance and sabotage, we'll say, Yoan managed to scrounge up some alchemist fire from the requisitions hall and then threw it in the cauldron, leading to a big alchemical explosion, ruining all of their stores and earning Yoan a point of inspiration in the process. As the party was walking away, not looking back at the explosion, because, as we all know, the coolest people never look back at the explosions, they were unfortunately discovered. I should say, I don't know, an explosion, is it a discovery or is it just a natural reaction to hearing an explosion? But there was a figure which appeared emerging out of that intersection of the rock and the stone in the tunnel which the party had previously avoided. A grotesque creature with an emaciated body, hunched and twisted, covered in mottled grayish skin hanging loosely from its bones. Its most striking feature, a singular bulging bloodshot eye taking up most of its face, which seems to constantly dart around, scanning its surroundings. A maw of sharp, jagged teeth juts out from its face, hinting at an insatiable hunger for flesh and perhaps more. So as the as the party turned back to face the hallway, we saw these long, spindly fingers grab the edge of the tunnel and peer over. As we heard some maniacal gibbering, some gibbering unknown language in the party's direction, and that is where we left our session. And where will we be picking up? So, party members, do we have any sort of points of order or clarity before we swing back into the thing?
Not for me.
I guess what's the marching order, right? So who's closest to this thing and who's furthest from this thing?
That is a wonderful, wonderful question. Did we have one established last time?
I was in the back for sure. We did have an order because I was in the back. Yeah.
Seeing if I can.
And in which case, is it coming from behind? So are you the closest to it right now?
Well, I assume that the party had enough time to turn around and, march back towards the other way through the tunnel. So okay. I would say if previous marching order had Gray established in the back, then she can remain there.
Cool.
But
I assume I'm in the front then.
Yeah. Because your DM is always so good at note keeping, we're just going to establish that real quick. So hey, place yourself where you want. So Zorvarax is up front.
I would think that Zorvarax, when he hears that weird skittering, he knows these caves have creatures. He wants to be the first one to try to.
Of course. And if we're in lore here, Zorvarax right next to you would obviously be Theor, shield in hand, not one to be left behind. So that leaves a little middle rank situation here.
I am happy to be in middle rank.
Okay. So we'll put...
And Yoan will be next to her.
Okay. So then we have Gray left, and in the back, and Musa D.
For sure, in the back.
For sure in the back. And then Percy will be in the very, very back.
He's somehow still there.
Yeah.
Which is enough.
Or we could say that Percy's by his favorite party member, who is Nadara. Whichever. Let's see. How brave is Oh yeah. Wait. We'll leave this in Nadara's hands. Nadara, you're the one who's always charming Percy. I think Percy's natural inclination is to skitter away towards the back. But if you would rather him by your side, you could probably coax him into doing so.
Do you think he's going to die? That would not be good.
Whoa, passive spy in the chat giving everybody inspiration, as always, loaded up. Also, Fleetwood, good to see you. Happy to have you in chat.
Let's try. Can I try to talk to him and see what he says?
Yes. Upon turning heel and hearing the gibbering, the slobbering creature, there's an immediate, "Oh, by the gods! By all the divines!" Turns on his heel, and you can hear Percy, who already does not fit that armor by a good 2 sizes, is shaking to such a point that there's just like tin cans rattling around, ding, 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 clutching his spear.
Can Yoan throw some sort of knowledge check at this creature?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, as far as I should say this too. As far as the party sees, this creature has definitely seen you, but seems as if it is studying you as opposed to being outright aggressive so far. There's definitely some tension. It's not approaching open armed, but it's in a position of observation at the moment.
Okay, I would like to cast Animal Friendship.
Okay, so we have a couple points of order here. So
Wait,
we have
Garrett.
Nadara. We'll figure out Nadara, Yoan's action, and then Gray will let you cast.
Okay. So mine, I'm gonna turn to Percy and I'm gonna say, Percy, think it is time to steel yourself. It's not even attacking us. Come, I'll keep you safe.
Something not attacking us now does not mean it will not attack us soon. It is a preliminary preemptive strike that I would much rather not be in the way of.
But if you don't practice now, how are you going to keep me safe later?
No. Give me a persuasion check.
Very good at this. Let's see. Persuasion. I'm not that bad either. Okay, let's see. Let's see, guys. Yes. All right, let's do this. Oh, 18.
18. Upon hearing Nadara say, "How are you going to keep me safe later?" You see the eyes widen and sparkle from behind his spectacles. Well, I did in fact lay waste to a wolf not too long ago, so this creature's only a step or two away from that, I wager. You see, braces himself on his spear, still shaking in his grip. You can see like white knuckles on the haft as he does march himself a little bit forward into the fray between the party there. So we'll say.
As he comes forward, she's gonna turn around, like put her hands on his shoulders, and like lean into his face and goes, "I'm counting on you."
You hear an audible and like steam and like shoots out of the collar of his armor. His glasses fog up. You can see his uncle, who's standing like a pace beside, like look behind with like his shield just already. Oh, brother. Sort of like to roll his eyes and like grit his teeth and stare at the monster before you. Alright, so Nadara, give yourself a point of inspiration for coaxing Percy into a more advantageous fighting position. Yoan, you had a knowledge check to be resolved, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, what flavor would you like?
What flavor would I like? I would love a flavor. I would say Arcana or perhaps History. I would say Arcana or History.
It's the same bonus, so
we love it. We love to see it.
We'll go Arcana, just cause.
Whoa! Undercover Spy just gave the baddies some inspiration, so I'm gonna mark that on
we
my
got a rude
sheet.
boy in the house.
How dare you? I did roll that with that inspiration, so thank you for that. 19.
Oh, 19 is very, very good. Okay. So if that's the case, let me take a look at my notes. Okay, so I'm gonna give you, Yoan, that's almost 15, 20, okay. I'm gonna give you pretty much a lowdown of all the basic information about this creature, because you got a pretty high result there. And because you got a 19, I will give you 2 additional questions of your choice pertaining to the beast. So Yoan, you plumb your brain full of all of that lore and all of that magical knowledge you've chalked in there over the years. And this creature, in terms of, you know, enemies of general wizardry, is a pretty I wouldn't say fairly common, but it's a well-known one. This creature is known as a Nothic. Nothics are, you would know this, they are aberrations. And there's a lot of, conflicting ideas about their origin. Obviously, aberrations insinuate they are somewhat otherworldly in nature. Some people claim that perhaps Nothics were like interplanar travelers that came to the realm. Some claim that they were once powerful spellcasters in their own right who were twisted and mutated by their own, evil musings over magic. But regardless of how Nothics got here, they are here now, and they are creatures who are pretty much obsessed with the accumulation of magical knowledge and information. They are pretty much driven mad because of it, but it is like that is their primary goal. They want to be close to epicenters of powerful magic. They want to steal secrets about it. That is what drives them. So that is, I'd say that's some pretty, and I mean, obviously, it's got a big old glowing eye. You can probably assume that it is very good at stalking and watching and finding things. But otherwise, I will give you some other questions pertaining to the beast.
2 more questions. So my questions are, does it speak any languages?
Yes, in fact, it does. Although obviously a bit broken and a bit garbled together from its fast pace and likely addled mind, it does speak Undercommon.
Oh!
Ooh. And do they tend naturally toward any particular alignment?
Ooh, good question. I would say they are selfish creatures. They have no compunction about hurting other creatures if it gets them what they want. Obviously, they've gotten themselves in this predicament because they meddled with forces far beyond their own comprehension, possibly. So I would say, on average, they may skew towards the evil side, but,
Okay. And Yoan would know that that was Nadara who speaks Undercommon, right?
How did you know that?
Okay.
Yeah, you two have spent some time together before the campaign began, proper.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Yoan is at least going to take a moment to say, "Oh, a Nothic. Little aberration. Little bugger. Little unnatural creature you are." Nadara, can you understand any of that chatter?
I can try. What is it saying?
But I know Gray wanted to cast Animal Friendship.
Yes. No.
No.
I abstain.
Well, I also thought, if anything, it would have been animal, speak with animals, not animal, because I don't want to have that pass anything. But I do want to step forward a little bit and just stare at it like it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
I will keep that in mind for checks that are coming up. So I'm gonna put a circle around Grace.
Keep a hand on Gray's shoulder, like
you both are entranced by the Nothic's awe.
But, hold on.
So as Yoan is sharing some of this information, Nadara, now you know that the creature does speak Undercommon. Yes, you can translate. Once again, it's a bit quick and it's a bit garbled, but the creature almost seems confused but excited. It's like, "Oh, magic broke," and like tilts its head back behind where the sigil would be. "Who broke magic? Good at magic. Break magic, yes!" And like stares back at like the party member and like twitches its head to the side as like its eye darts around all of the different party members.
Not in Undercommon. In Common, I'm gonna talk back to Yoan. I'm gonna say, it's very interested in who broke the sigil.
Yes.
Zorbrax, is that you? Just openly pointing at...
Yeah. You said it out loud, so I'm like, I mean, he did.
Thank you, Zorbrax.
Seeing Zorbrax point, Nothic's eye, like a big bauble, like sort of wing, like points itself on Yoan and slowly begins to peel itself out from behind the tunnel.
Yoan very quickly is going to turn to Nadara and say, "Tell it if it wants to see more of my arcane handiwork to go to that cave behind us and see what happens when you throw alchemical substances into a flame."
Will do.
I bet it doesn't know.
I also put myself between the eyeball and Yoan. Once I see that it kind of notices him after I'm like, oops.
With Zorvarax's hands now off Gray's shoulders, Gray takes another step towards it.
Oh my god! No.
You can see, Gray, as you approach it, the Nothic it's like sort of hunched over, right? It's like almost walking on all fours, and as you kind of get in the path, it stands up to sort of regard you and study you, and it is like freakish how like long its body manages to like unfurl as it like stands. It's still like a medium creature, but it's still like a good head above you as you're like staring up at just this giant googling like frittering eye in front of you.
I am scared, but Gray is cool as a fucking cucumber.
I'm gonna speak to the creature and I'm gonna say, yes, the sigil in the room, if you are so interested in how it was undone, I would advise you to go take a look for yourself. It is such fascinating magic.
To this, the Nothic peeks over Gray's shoulder and like sort of cranes his entire body, considering how many of you are like in the tunnel. And it can see in the distance there are some like alchemical fumes that are like pluming out of the top of the rocks, considering that you all ignited that cauldron last session, and like looks back in Nadara.
Oh, magic boom? You break magic. Magical boom, yes?
I don't break magic. I have no magic. However, we found
Did go boom.
cool chemicals in there, but I assume has something to do with magic. You know so much more about it than I do. So I would go take a look for yourself, and no one here can do magic.
Wait, are you saying that no one here can do magic to it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. So here we go. We're gonna see if you can convince this Nothic to leave the party alone. I'm gonna draft up a really quick. My favorite thing, a skill check. You know how much I love a skill challenge. I love me some skill challenges. Okay, so we have 1, 2. Okay, yeah.
Do not forget your advantage, the inspiration.
Okay, so first things first, I'm gonna say we're gonna start with Nadara, since Nadara had outright said that there was no one here who can do magic. So if you would like to give me a deception check, because that is quite clearly a lie.
I am really good at deception, so let's see. I'm immediately just gonna burn inspiration. Okay, not bad. Okay, the first one was good. 18.
18.
Yep.
You can see the Nothic tilts its head again and is sort of regarding Nadara's statements there.
But you break magic, no magic, magical boom, and no magic.
It says as it like its bony finger sort of like scans across the party and sort of like lingers on Zorvarax for a moment, since Zorvarax very clearly pointed out Yoan. Like,
no magic.
While it's looking at Zorvarax, can I make a sleight of hand check to put my wand away?
Yes, you may. Yes, you may.
I'm gonna use inspiration because.
Can I also do an Arcana check to show how little magic I know?
It's 12.
A 12?
Yeah.
Boy. Let me double check here.
I think y'all really quickly. I have a dancing light.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I have a magical light.
Magic.
I forgot about that. forgot about it.
You're doing all this deception. I have a dancing light.
Flashlight. It's modern technology.
Okay. All right. Got it.
As Yoan tries to slip his wand into his pocket, the Nothic sort of scampers underneath of Gray's form and grabs Yoan's wrist. Doesn't do anything outrightly aggressive yet, but grabs the wrist and like yanks it up in the air and like stares at it and goes, "Magic, yes!" And then points at the obviously glowing lady a few paces behind you. "Magic, yes!"
I see. Creep sees your magic.
Yeah, it's up there. Go get it, dude.
I can't explain that. I don't know about the light back there. I don't know if anyone's one of them.
So-
it's that's just a stick.
So far, you have one success and one failure in trying to persuade this Nothic into, well, let's see, hostilities? Possibly, or friendship?
Oh. Damn. Since it grabbed Yoan's wrist, can I just rest my hand on one of my daggers to be ready?
Yes, absolutely.
It grabbed Yoan's wrist. Can I grab the wrist that grabbed Yoan's wrist and say, and do an intimidation check?
you all create like a hand, hand over hand. Yeah, you can give me an intimidation check.
And just say, "Do not touch my friend. We speak the truth."
With magical lights.
I'm gonna use my point of inspiration. From
All the inspiration is gonna be used trying to make.
Oh, thank God! That's a 20, baby.
Ooh.
That's a 24.
With his clawed hand on Yoan's red flesh, and then your big blue scaly mitt clasping his grayed wrist, the Nothic sort of like perks up for a moment.
Creep. Sorry.
And like slowly like tries to draw back its arm, like releases the fingers off of Yoan's flesh.
I release it too. I don't hold it in a menacing way, just like a release my friend, and once he releases, I release too. You know.
What's up?
I was just telling them that he said sorry.
As it is scampering backward out of Zorvarax's grip, it bumbles a little haphazardly against Gray, who had strode ahead and was staring at it with such awe before, and now like sort of confusedly sort of jolts up and like turns around, and its eye almost swivels before it has a chance to turn as it locks eyes with Gray. And Gray, if you are still giving it that adoring gaze, I will give you a persuasion attempt to see if you can calm its spirit as it is as you are standing stalwart in the face of adversity here.
Oh, it's gotta be persuasion. Okay. Okay.
Unless you have some other
Animal handling, does that count?
Unfortunately, it doesn't quite count as an animal.
What about let's see. Nope, that's all I got. That makes sense. I mean, I can't really do.
Oh, cat on stream. Cat on stream.
All right.
Oh, cat on stream. 2 cats on stream. Come for the D&D, stay for the cats on stream.
Oh no.
Oh man.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Ah, jeez, I got a 9.
A 9? As you are staring into the beast, trying to calm its nerves, like breathing heavily in syncopation, apparently your body language is misinterpreted by the beast as it once again sort of rears up on its haunches and stands at its full height, sort of towering down at you. And that breath that it's been beleagueredly sort of husking out is a bit more rapid, like it's like its grin is wide and bearing all of its teeth. It has not outright made an attack against the party yet, but just know that you're on the precipice of either calming or stoking this creature's
I back
ire.
off for sure.
Okay.
I back off. Hands
If
up,
we had
step
succeeded on
back.
that check, it might have just released a breath it didn't know it was holding. And this would be a very different scene.
Yeah. It like falls over.
Oh. Oh no.
So, who's it gonna be? The Nothic is standing in the tunnel. It is breathing heavily. Its eye is widely surveying the party. It has detected that you are liars about destroying the magic, but it is not yet outrightly hostile.
Is there a way I could use a perception check to see what in this like cave seems to be their like comfort item? like whatever it is in this area that they obviously live in that they seem to like the most?
You would give me an I'm gonna say give me an insight check.
Insight? Really?
Because I can
Okay.
say at least in terms of, you know, it has come from someplace else, so you know that wherever it originally housed itself is not within your a line of sight, but you could get a reading on its emotions to try and appeal to it.
Yeah. And there's nothing about my feet that gives me. It's just traps. It's not creatures.
Oh,
that
you're trying
I
to
could
use
get
your
advantage.
dungeon delver feat.
I'm thinking of dungeon delving, yeah, but like I can imagine this wouldn't really pertain to that.
Oh, read me the description one more time just to double check.
I'm trying. You have advantage on perception and investigation checks, presence of secret doors, and saving throws to avoid traps.
Actually, I would say if that's what you're trying to do, I would give you the benefit of the doubt. You could give me a perception or investigation check with advantage.
Perception or investigation with advantage, I will take. Both of them kind of suck, but I will try my best. Perception, here we go. God damn. That's an 8.
Max? Everything?
It was a 5 and a 2.
Oh, no.
So yeah, I really tried to see if there's anything that maybe could help us out, but no. I swear I do this a lot, guys. I'm usually in these caves. This one is weird.
Watching as Zorvarax sort of like steps forward, but then like cranes his maw up and is like looking towards all the cracks in the stones, you see the creature dart its bobbling eye towards Zorvarax.
You're looking. You're searching for Creep. Creep is here. Creep has found you, and you are liars.
And at that, like, it flexes its, like, hands, and you can see the talons shing, 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 break open on its hands, as you have officially failed trying to calm the nerves of Creep. And there will need to be some initiative rolls. Combat is joined.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, I'm a good initiative roll. Let's go.
What are you laughing at? Let me guess, you rolled really well now. Is that what happened?
I rolled a 1.
I rolled a 1 too.
Oh
Me
no! The opposite of good rolls, very bad rolls.
Ah.
I rolled a.
We were just so rich in what's it called? Inspiration before, and
To keep things simple, I'm gonna, and because Percy is is stalwartly guarding Nadara,
nudge to the
I'm gonna
chat.
let Percy operate on your initiative, Nadara. It'll go after you.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So I'm gonna go. Oh, Creep seen it in chat, yeah. And then y'all darn diddly failed. That is very true. Yeah, double snake eyes. That's true. 2 1s. A more snake eyes moment has never happened. I'm gonna call people's initiative to get a little check in here. Oh, and you know what else I'm gonna do? I'm gonna change our ambience
Ooh.
because now the threat is nigh. Yoan, can I get a check? Initiative check.
It's 9 for Yoan, and it is a dirty 20 for Theor.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
I'll let. Well, I mean, you're pretty a droid at handling characters. You want them to operate on the same initiative or separate?
They can be separate.
Okay. And then Zorvarax.
0.
Net 0. I love it.
1 -1.
Damn.
And now Gray.
I got a 1 as well.
Oh no.
I'm so enamored by this beast, like even I just can't. It's everything in me.
You're just taking such pity on Green. Musa D.
Should I roll at a disadvantage because I'm in the cave? I don't mind it either.
Oh, yeah. Roll. Give yourself a point of inspiration for inflicting yourself with disadvantage. But yeah, you can roll at disadvantage because you're in the cave.
All right, so I rolled 10.
10. And then Nadara.
21.
21. Okay, so that means our initiative order shall be Nadara / Percy. We'll see how that goes. Then Creep. Then who wrote? Why did I write? Oh, 10. Yes. Musa D is a 10. Then Yoan with a 9. Then Gray with a 1. And then Zorvarax with a 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus. Oh, and then Theor's at the. A dirty 20. You said, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so actually becomes right in between the party members. Okay, so once again, for those paying attention at home, that is Nadara, Percy, Theor, the creature, Musa D, Yoan, Gray, Zorvarax. And so, at the top of the round, the creature is once again got up on its haunches, flexed its arms, its razor-like talons grow out of its bony fingers as now a slobber begins to build at the edge of its razor-sharp maw in anticipation of what's to come. And Nadara, Percy, you're up first. Immediately there's, oh no! It wasn't supposed to go this way!
Sorry, okay, I'm gonna talk to this thing one more time. I'm gonna say, listen, clearly we lied about this, right? I know you know we lied, but if you're so interested in magic, what good is it to kill us?
We lied about it. You lied about it.
Can you speak undercommon?
I didn't lie. I don't know magic.
Okay, so I can run another. I'll say it might come at disadvantage because you were already engaging in a fight with it. But I'll track if you want to use your action. That would be an action to make a check against it. If you're okay with that.
Ooh. Wait, how far is it for us before I do this?
Good question. Well, the party narrated they were like walked up to it and were like hanging out with it. So it's like pretty close to the entire party.
We're like chummy with it.
Grabbing it and like yeah.
Arm in arm, yeah.
No, I can't let Percy die. Alright, never mind. I'm not doing that. It's risky.
Can I just say to the group, who would know these caves better than that fucking thing? Like, why are we killing this thing when who would know the cave better?
It's trying to kill us, Musa D.
Yeah, it started it.
We were trying to talk to it.
I think we can negotiate. I think we can negotiate.
I think we can too.
You try to continue to talk to it?
I mean, look how cute it is. It wasn't.
Musa D says, "Look how cute it is." Pan over to the one-eyed
Demogorgon with claws bared. It's cute.
I mean,
Gray is in love.
I have been in enough caverns to know things like this do not negotiate.
We're having this conversation while it's literally
just like, yes.
To its full.
3 seconds. No.
Gray grunts, no attack, no attack. That's what Gray grunts.
to us, that's
Everyone in the room, everyone needs to calm down. No
split?
attack, no attack.
Oh, fuck it, I'll try it. Let's try it. Let's try it.
So does the party collectively decide they're not going to strike at the creature?
Wait.
Gray and I don't want to attack. I'm gonna put it out there. I don't want to attack this thing.
I have
It's
a very
adorable.
good perception and a pretty good persuasion.
I don't want to get killed by this thing.
It didn't attack us. It didn't attack us. We made
It
it
is
mad. We
about
lost its
to.
trust.
And it's cute. Can we please stop going past that? It's cute.
It is not cute anymore. It has big, scary fangs.
Little Jesus says, get him a harness. He's just a leather daddy. Chat said, bonk, bonk, bonk. You go to jail.
Alright. I will use my action.
Okay.
to him and say, if you are looking for magic, it makes no sense to kill the uses of magic.
Okay, okay. You can give me a persuasion check. I'll say, alright, so, yeah, just give me a persuasion check to start.
A straight roll or a disadvantage?
With disadvantage, since the
Why
combat's
did
already been
you
tried.
have to ask for disadvantage? Come on.
But you know what I will do? I will burn a point of inspiration to level that out.
Oh, nice.
Okay, cool.
Amber, you better roll good.
I'm trying my best.
Redeem yourself. Redeem yourself. You started this.
You asked for this. Yeah.
Persuasion. Alright, hold on, y'all. Okay, ready? 14?
14?
That's not bad.
You say, why would you attack the ones that know magic? And you actually see there is a bit of hesitation behind its features when you say that. There's like a pang of recognition. But then, just as quickly, there's sort of a shake.
No, you lied to creep. You lie once. You lie again.
So you have not convinced it to stand down, but you do know that it does seem susceptible to being talked down. But that is your action. Do you want to do anything else?
If I talk to it again without trying to make a check, is that also an action?
You can talk to it as a free action, but you can't use like a skill check to do so. Yeah.
That's fine. I'm just going to say to it, as a sign of good faith, my name is Nadara Valio. I will sheath my dagger and bow to it. I will do like fancy curtsy.
Fancy curtsy. You can see, like, as you do the fancy curtsy, it like sort of pounces back a little bit as if it was like expecting a strike, but you don't swing, and so it sort of tilts its head sort of quizzically at you, still trying to ascertain what's going on. So yeah, once again, it's still hostile, but you are wavering its defenses here.
Oh shit, and we have Percy up next. I don't know.
Then we have Percy. So Percy immediately. Percy immediately, because of his feature here, immediately has gets stricken with fear whenever he rolls initiative.
Fantastic.
This is more than funny.
Do you want to try to have Percy speak to Creep?
This is my decision?
I mean, he's pretty much following your lead at this point.
Can we know what his stats are?
Yeah, you can actually. You know that Percy's a scholar, right? Percy is very knowledgeable, so he has very good history, he has very good investigation, very good nature. Actually, has a pretty decent performance skill, all things considered, and a religion skill.
Yeah.
He's not very charming, so he doesn't have a lot of. But he's pretty smart. Yeah, he's just shy. Yeah. He's a shy boy.
Yeah.
And does Percy speak Undercommon, or do I have to translate for him?
No, Percy does not speak Undercommon. You would have to translate.
Okay, so I'm gonna lay my hand on Percy's shoulder.
Natara, what are we doing? Natara, why aren't you stabbing it? Why isn't it dead? All the other things we fight, you stab it, it's dead, and then this is the one thing that you do not stab, and it is not dead.
Percy, do you speak not sacrifice? Do you want to fight?
No, well, not necessarily, but I was kind of hoping that maybe you would all fight it first, and then I would come in heroically at the end, and maybe get like one good shot in, you know.
I understand. We have to realize that there is a time for glory, and there is a time for conversation. Maybe we try to entertain this thing. Make a show out of putting away your spear.
Okay, so a performance check?
performance check.
Okay.
Oh my
Percy.
god, are we gonna put on a musical number for this thing and appease it?
Do y'all remember our
Ooh.
uncanon game where we talked ourselves out of the big bad and made it our friend? Part 2.
Okay, so taking Nadara's advice, Percy takes his spear and says, "If I die, if this is the last thing that becomes of me, at least it will be in service of my lady." He's like takes his spear and like puts it on his back, and then with all of his courtly training, the most like flourished of demonstrations. "Oh, good and gracious, one-eyed, razor-barbed, jagged-clawed creature that definitely wants to eat me. Please lay down your scales and your bits. There's no need for any hostilities." And tries to do as grand a bow as he can. And as soon as he's like in like mid-flex, Creep goes and lurches forward, and there's like a snap, and Percy just manages to lurch back in time where like his head would have been. Okay, well he didn't like that. That one he did not like. I don't know what he did not like about it, but he did not like it. That is a fail.
Damn!
You scared me. You scared me. I was worried we were about to lose our boy. Just like that.
Immediately, one strike.
Yeah.
As Percy retracts from this, you hear clang, clang on the steel as Theor pounds his sword against his shield. "Fine then, never send a squire to do a knight's job," as he like stands forward. So, Yoan, you are in control of the actions of Theor. What do you think would happen in this scenario?
We're at 2
Ryan,
failures,
you set
right?
him up.
We're at 1 success, 1 failure.
Oh man. Okay, then he's still on board.
Damn.
Theor is going to. I'm gonna make sure he doesn't have any good skills.
I can tell you that he's pretty good at
He doesn't
athletics,
have any
intimidation, perception, and survival.
Yikes.
And I would say probably, narratively, intimidation would probably be the one skill that doesn't suffer disadvantage, because you are still being forceful even though it's social. Whereas if you're trying to like talk nice to it, it's kind of past the point of that.
Theor is going to step forward. He is going to slowly, methodically draw his sword and hope that it like glints off of the purple magic light behind him. He's gonna make an intimidation check.
Okay.
Oh hell yeah, dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Oh my
I
God.
use that with advantage. I'm using an inspiration on him.
Nice.
Yeah, like double down. Just
Theor holds that blade aloft, and it does, of course, catch some glorious purple light as the reflection of Musad's spectral mistress catches in his steel, and he leverages the blade down towards the Nothic. "Now listen here, you one-eyed freak. We did not start this fight, but we will surely end it if you do not stand down." And to this, you can see the creep, the Nothic's bite that had just given to Percy. There's a little quiver in the lip as it sort of cowls its head downward and takes a step back.
You can't scare Creep. You can't scare Creep.
But Creep certainly does seem a little scared by that show of force. That is a success.
And Theor is going to make sure he's in the front rank, directly next to as many of the front rank as he can be.
Okay. Which is very convenient because it is the monster's turn, and you have not yet convinced it to stand down. So as Theor holds the blade out towards the Nothic and takes a step in front of everyone in tow, the Nothic sort of the eye sort of pulses with the strange, otherworldly light for a moment. The air sort of crackles with unseen magical energy.
You don't scare Creep. You don't scare Creep.
And like closes its eyes and then opens it again, and there's a audible ping that sort of like echoes throughout the chamber as there's a flash of strange light in its gaze. Theor, can you give me... Make sure I am saying the numbers right, because I might have... A Constitution saving throw.
He's worse at that than I thought he'd be. Oh god, it's a 9.
A 9. Okay. Terms.
9.
Not rolling well tonight.
And then
We had fun, guys. We had fun.
it was a good time.
Yeah,
it was a good time
it's
for
been
everybody.
fun. Yeah. Thank y'all for watching.
There is a flash of like strange purple light throughout the chamber, right? As you see Theor actually physically retract, almost as if like he's been hit by some unseen force. And there's a flash of purple in his eyes as well. Immediately, it's almost as if something inside of him, like there's like a suction, as you watch all of his skin pull incredibly tight and taut to his flesh, and there's almost like a purple-black smoke that steams off of his armor and his body as he wrestles with some sort of invisible agony. Theor suffers 21 points of necrotic damage as his veins blacken inside of his armor, and he is poisoned for 1 minute.
Oh,
He's also down.
That would be.
Oh no! Now you gotta die.
With Theor down, the next person in front, I believe, is Zorvarax. So,
yeah!
so it's eye jiggling with excitement now, like drool building at the sides of its mouth as it's felled a member of the party. Its eye shifts over to Zorvarax. Lie to creep! Shing! As its like claws are outstretched. One wide
don't have magic!
One wide swipe over at Zorvarax for a whopping total of 22 to AC.
Yes, of course.
Are you
If
sure?
there's nothing I can do to avoid that.
I mean, I don't know. Do you have an effect that allows you to not do that? All right.
No, I don't. I'm level 2.
Those strange claws rake through your armor and cuts into your blue scales as blood stains the stones. You suffer 11 points of slashing damage.
Oh, I am so barely alive. So barely alive. You guys have no idea how.
So barely alive. Well, here's the thing.
Closest I can be.
Well, if Theor's down, that means the next person in the ranks other than Zorvarax, I just wrote this down. Would be Gray and Percy. Yeah.
Not killed. Let's not fight this. Let's try to appease this guy. Ow!
What's up?
Okay, I cast Animal Friendship.
Weren't you in the middle of the initiative?
What's up?
Well,
Well, so this is still the creature's turn. The creature can do its eyeball and then strike twice. So he blasted through Theor, then took a step up and slashed at Zorvarax, and now he has a second claw. So I'm trying to decide whether that claw is going for Zorvarax again or one of the person in the rank that just opened up.
Definitely.
Alright, I'm gonna use a bonus action healing word on Theor.
You can't do it in between. Not until your turn.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought it was my turn. Oh.
No. Yeah. I'm deciding if it's hitting you, Percy, or Zorvarax again is what I'm deciding here.
Well, you know my vote is not me.
I'm gonna say 1 to 2 is Zorvarax, 3 to 4 is Gray, 5 to 6 Percy. I'll leave it up to fate.
Okay.
Oh boy. As one of the Grahams is felled by a light of otherworldly insight, you see the claw swing towards Percy, who has put his spear away, by the way. He's like just retracting from a bow as he looks at Nadara. Nadara, wait! Shing! As the claw swings for Percy. Let's see what that roll's gonna be. Ooh, but he might get lucky. He might get lucky with that one. That is gonna be 8, 9. I think that's only a flat 10 to AC. Let's see, what's he got? That is not his AC. Oh yeah, Brett. Okay. Percy goes like,
I-
Nadara, wait, backs up, trips over a rock, and the tip, you see the tip of that claw drag across his breastplate and leave a like 1 inch like indent into the steel, the ill-fitting steel, but no blood ekes out of the armor as he like puts his arms against the stone, looking down at like just barely touching the death.
Can
But
Nadara
Ooh.
offer her arm to get him back up?
yes, you can. You reach forward. Percy takes it almost too readily. Yes. Like, almost like pulls you into him. How like excited that he wants to be away from this creature, and then manages to stand up. So the creature did all 3 of its actions. It's not moving anywhere because it's got y'all in the tunnel. So it is standing firm. So that is going to be Musa D's turn.
Are we beyond the point of a challenge? It's just
No.
straight up combat.
No, I'm still tracking both results independently. I'm still letting
Okay.
you try and talk it down.
2 successes, 1 failure.
Yep.
Okay, Musa D.
Don't say Musa D like that. Don't say Musa D.
Hard things.
Who's the most charismatic one here?
Right. Also, I'm rolling at disadvantage.
Boy, move.
Dave.
Don't forget that we
Who
have
believes in Moo?
first at the beginning of this game.
Blue believes in Moo.
Blue believes in Moo. The
so
bromance we all need. Blue and Moo.
Did Yoan figure out if this thing is a humanoid? Is it like, do we know what, like,
It's an aberration, and yes, he did figure that out.
which is not a humanoid?
Which is not a humanoid. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Although it has a humanoid assembly of limbs, on its inside it is far from human.
Yeah, I don't got a lot, so the only thing I can think,
Sing his lullaby.
the only, like, I don't equip sleep.
Lullaby.
The only thing I can think, the only thing is Musabi in his diminished state. I'm going to shakingly send my dancing lights right in front of the monster thing.
Okay.
And am I allowed to change its form?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Can I change its form to almost reflect its shape and just let it just hover right in front of its face? Right? Just like, this is a show of magic, right? I have magic. I can maybe, help you with my magic, right? Because obviously this thing wants magic, and we decided to lie to it about not having magic. Like, here's my magic.
Okay,
I
so
never lied about not having magic. I need to make that very clear.
I might have lied about somebody else having magic,
Not
but
once
I
did I
didn't
lie.
lie about me having. So,
yes.
Musa D,
Mhm.
I like where you're going with this. I will give you a choice, right?
Okay.
If you are choosing to just make this a magical display, right? I will say this will be Arcana, but flat, not at disadvantage, right?
Okay.
However, if you are trying to use like a more performative aspect about it, I would say that would still be a disadvantage. Because the creature likes magic.
Right.
So if you appeal to its hunger for that, it might fare better. But if you wanna rely solely on your charisma with disadvantage, you can try that as well.
Yeah, so then I'll do Arcana because I have this Jack of all trades, so I get a 1 to my proficiency for it.
Oh, yes you do, yes.
Well, I'm going
Yeah,
to
Jack
roll,
of all trades.
and I don't roll twice because there's no inspiration. I just roll flat.
Just roll flat.
Okay. Kimani.
Believe in you.
Okay. 17.
Ooh!
Nice.
As Musa D swirls the spectral form of a feminine light before the beast, initially there's like a step back as Creep bares its claws and its fangs. But then you sort of what do you do when you change its form? What does that look like for Musa D?
I'm in a diminished state, so there's nothing really flourishing here. I'm just trying to just shaking and just as I can to keep my composure. Just
Cold
so
beads of sweat running down your brow.
Yep, nothing flashy here.
You can see there's a bit of a shake and a shimmer to the image as Musaddi like wrestles to control the magic, the performance happening here. Literally the magic show that's happening here. As the lady sort of spins, and in that spin sort of like folds in on itself, and as the light reemerges, it has taken the form sort of reflecting the Nothic's general shape and size in a glow of purple light. And as that happens, the Nothic stares at it.
Oh. Creep? Magic creep. Magic creep.
As it seems utterly enthralled and entranced by your action. That is 3 successes beyond all of your disadvantage. I'm gonna say you have fought well and hard for this. Combat is over, and you have talked Creep down out of hostilities. You leave Creep in a state where Creep is literally like, you know how he was like standing up all up high? He sort of like folds in on himself and just like folds in on his haunches. His long gangly arms are laying at his sides as he's just sort of staring at like the mirror reflection like,
Creep. Magic creep.
just like staring and murmuring over and over to itself.
What's so interesting about this creep? Oh, it's pretty cool. That's a pretty magic creep. Yeah. Ooh. Wow. That's actually magic creep. Whoa.
So Musaddi's frozen in place.
Speaking of
Magic creep.
Magic creep.
I'm like,
Whoa.
Nadara, somebody do
magic
Magic
Theor?
creep.
Please do something.
Magic
please do something.
anyone? Magic Theor?
Yes, a pool of
Magic
blood is growing
creep.
at Theor's side as Percy rushes over, Uncle, and like rushes to Theor's side and like begins to like scamper through the breastplate. Hold on, dear boy, hold on. We won't leave you go. He's gonna try and do an immediate medicine check on Theor. Huh.
So damn strong.
Manages to bust open a side of the breastplate and slip in with some bandages. And you can see Theor for a moment sort of struggling against his mortal wounds. Some blood begins to pool up the side of his bearded, rugged jaw. He's unconscious but stable. He is unconscious but stable.
If I give him a healing potion, will he be stable?
If you give him... Oh, sorry, one more time?
If I give him a healing potion, will he be conscious again?
If you give him a healing potion, he will come conscious, yes, with the current amount of hit points it restores.
How many of them potions do we got?
I have 3.
Okay, because I could use one.
I have healing word. Too.
Oh, okay.
Got one. I'm at 1.
1 HP? Oh.
Okay.
You see Zorvax like,
Sulfurax, I'm already dealing with something here.
Yeah, I'm gonna toss Zoverax a healing potion. And if someone wants to heal Theor, so we can save him.
So 1 healing potion is how many? What do I add?
I think it's... Oh,
2d4 plus 2.
there we go.
2d4 plus 2?
Resident Rules Dictionary. Garrett Storm coming in clutch.
And I'm gonna be honest though, Musaddi's still frozen in place because I'm terrified like of this thing. So like I can't even think of using healing words. So, like what are we doing with this thing though, right? Because what if it decides to start killing everybody again, right? So like what are we doing with this thing?
Yeah, you're right. Let's usually take away the
I'll use healing word on Theor.
Nice.
Thank you for the potion. Ooh.
How far can you be from dancing lights before it dissipates?
Ooh, that is an excellent question. One that I don't have the answer to, but I can look it up.
The light must be within 20 feet of another light created by the spell. Yeah, I don't know.
Has you 20 feet of the light created by the spell?
Can you see the light?
What? Wait, no. Can you repeat that one more time?
Yeah, it's saying that a light must be within 20 feet of another light created by the spell, and a light winks out if outside of the spell's range. So
Okay.
10 feet radius. A light sheds a dim light within a 10 feet radius.
So wait,
Sorry,
how
my
many?
internet is like really failing me right now.
Oh,
They
I
call
see.
him the oncoming storm. Wait, that's Doctor Who. Who says like,
Oh,
Oh no, are we way behind again like before? Oh no.
are we?
I don't think so. Maybe.
That's 5 hit points to Theor.
Nice.
Thank you.
Paused on mine.
My dancing light says I have a 120 foot range.
There you go.
Cool.
That's how far you can cast it.
So 4 torchlights. So if it has to be within 20 feet of another spell, does it have to be from the same spellcaster?
Well, if you were casting your own dancing lights, those would be 2 separate spell sources. Like you couldn't hijack. Yeah. All right, let me see. I just pulled it up on my phone since it was taking so long. So yes, it's a 120-foot range to initially cast. You can combine the 4 lights into one vaguely humanoid form, whichever you choose. As a bonus action, you can move the lights up to 60 feet to a new spot within range. A light must be within. Okay, so you can move it within. You can move the lights 60 feet, but the lights always have to remain within 20 feet of each other unless they blink out. However, you currently have all 4 lights congealed into one form, which is the Nothic's mirror. So you can essentially pilot it 60 feet without it fizzling out.
Okay. Musadi, what if you made a friend today and you just let your lights follow us and we take it with us? Maybe.
The thing that just
Yes.
Ah, creep. Magic creep.
He likes it.
See, he likes it. He really likes it.
right. This, at any point, this thing could just start ravaging just right. As we just go into the cave, it can just decide to just.
I agree, but what also happens if the lights go out?
Didn't you want to make friends with it, Musadi?
No. Right. But
Are you just now internalizing the consequences of that thought?
So when he did the thing, that really shook me up. You know what I mean?
And that's when you started wanting to make friends with him.
Friends, magic creep.
Also, fellows roll first time chatter, a long time Twitter friend. Hey, fellows roll, check what's up. Good to see you.
Okay. Dara, can you translate and like, what does he want, right? Like, what can we do for him?
I think he is just really interested in magic sources. I think he thinks your lights are our friends, or at least interesting enough to not attack us. If you kept your lights moving with us, the source of this magic, maybe he will be our friend and help us with whatever foe we might find in the main chamber. And if your lights happen to go out, I can cast my dancing light spell.
He also nearly killed both of us in one strike each. So maybe we don't want to make an enemy of him.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so I don't mind keeping the dancing light on, right? I have no problems with that. It's just terrifying knowing that at any point, this thing will just start killing us when he sees
He
fit.
can kill us.
Maybe
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he could definitely kill.
Oh, he could do it. Yes, he
Theor
could.
leans on his sword and like props himself up and like coughs out another handful of blood. Aye, he most certainly could. As he finally manages to like shift onto his feet, and then we have
Easily.
Percy, slings one arm underneath of his uncle and hefts him up as best he can. You can see like his knees are also buckling under the weight of his uncle's armor and his muscular form. Ah, good show, Uncle. Yeah, you were a wonderful deterrent, if even just a temporary one. Not just in a day's work for the valiants.
Before we go forging ahead, Theor, perhaps befriending this creature will give us a moment to catch our breath, And look at Zorvarax for
I could use a breath.
God's sake that I can't remember.
I never used the first battle up top, so very happy to take a rest.
I have no compunctions about regaining our straits, but we are in the lair of the enemy. Every moment we waste gives them more time to plan against us.
Seems like they've already planned enough as it is, considering we're delving into their lair, no?
Aye, we do suffer disadvantage in this unfamiliar terrain.
Preach.
Oh,
Preach.
maybe Creep knows more than we do.
Right.
Maybe Creep could help us
Yeah.
out.
Okay.
Creep could stand guard while we nap.
Can
Maybe Creep could take them down for us.
Creep! Oh, creep.
can I cast my dancing light spell?
Yes, you
And-
may.
And does Creep look like they need a romantic interest?
You're asking the otherworldly horror that hungers for only knowledge and magic if it needs some companionship. Sure, why not? This is
Gray
D&D.
gets insanely jealous.
That was my
Gray
creepy.
turns red.
You know what? Give me an insight check. Why don't you give me an insight check to see if you can plumb its wants and desires to
Amazing.
know if this is a thing that it needs in its
And
life.
while that happens, I'm gonna do an animal handling check.
So Wolf, this thing wants knowledge, right? Like we have like folks that know tons of stuff, right? Yo,
This
and
is very
Percy,
true.
right?
Oh, our
Like,
music turned very scary again. But yes, it's true. They do hunger for knowledge and magical lore. That is very much their main objective in life.
Right, so why not bother with this thing, right? We give it knowledge and etc. It tells us where this package is and where,
Yeah.
we get a little thing going.
I don't mind that.
Could I do
But I
like a
didn't-
history check and tell them about all the mysterious caves I've delved in before this? Entertain it while they figure their shit out.
Well, it would have to be translated through Nadara because it only speaks
Oh,
Undercommon.
that's true.
But
I do not speak. Yeah.
Hmm.
Nah.
I rolled a 13.
a 13 on the insight check.
Mm-hmm.
Nadara, unfortunately, this thing only has one desire, and that is the desire of the written word and the magic word and the magic lights.
Makes sense.
Creep is lonely, but only for that which Creep does not know. That which Creep does not understand. So, Gray, still on the table if you roll high enough.
Noted. I definitely note that there was an attempt made to flirt with mine.
It's like in like a Fallout game where it's like Gray will remember that in the top right corner.
Exactly.
You've made an enemy today.
So if anyone wants to share knowledge with this thing, happy to translate.
I push Yoan forward.
Yeah, we can't speak to this thing.
Right, but you're friends, right? He can tell you something and you tell it something.
Yoan, shall we? Yoan, you are also on mute.
Oh yes, you are muted Yoan.
I suppose.
Alright, let's do this.
You should.
So Yoan and Nadar are approaching the entranced Creep with Musadin nearby holding his light.
As far as I can get though.
All right.
I'll go behind Musa D and put my hand on his shoulder.
Fantastic.
Right there. With you, Moo.
Oh, also, everyone give yourselves a point of inspiration for managing to talk Creep out of a fight mid-fight. Give yourself a point of inspiration for that.
After you killed the two of us.
You can. So as you approach, Creep's attention is momentarily drawn away from Magic Creep, as it looks back towards Yoan and recognizes Yoan as the one who originally had the wand that he caught him with. As Creep sort of like leans forward and stretches his little claw out, his little bony finger, not fully, what's the word, revealed, just like his finger, not his full talon, as he tries to like sort of prod the edges of Yoan's cloak where the wand was tried to be stifled into.
You know magic. You break magic. Yes?
I'm translating back and forth.
Yoan takes the wand out very slowly. Turns it upright very slowly, not toward the Nothic.
Oh.
And says, Yes, I broke the magic.
Yes, magic would break magic good. Yes.
Yes, it does work that way, doesn't it? What do you know about magic wood, friend?
Creep knows that wave magic would, and magic happens elsewhere.
Yes. You know a lot about magic, don't you?
Yes. Creep has seen much magic in the caves. The hooded ones, they perform much magic here.
See? Yep.
And how many of those hooded ones does it take to perform magic?
It depends on the magic. Sometimes there are many hooded ones here, and they carry satchels, and they carry big boxes that jingle, but no magic, so Creep doesn't care. But sometimes, the boxes and the bags, they hum with magic, and Creep grows hungry.
Yoan turns over his shoulder and goes, Creep is hungry for the magic in the magic boxes. Just so everyone's aware.
I have also heard many stories of magic wood and magic boxes and being hungry for said things, and I do not think they match what we are looking for.
Well, it will be very interesting if we were to be looking for a box with something magic inside. And we found it with our friend who is hungry for magic inside of boxes.
Ooh.
And he's just going to turn back and smile at the Nothic.
If there's a horde of magic items, right, we break them off a little bit, we take what we need, and we get up out of there.
Yoan looks at Musadee with a like, oh, that's not a terrible idea, actually, look. And then back to Nadara, and then he says, if we were to take all of those magical things from the hooded people, and we gave you most of them, we just kept a couple of them for ourselves, would you think you could help us maybe get rid of the hooded people?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
We keep a little bit, you take a lot.
Well, what would they do to us with this magic wood?
Blue, just ride it, blue.
I'm not translating anyone but Yoan.
Yeah, Zorbrax is just talking about magic wood, and Nadara's not sending any of it.
I just pat Blue's hand. Just let him ride.
You see, Creep's eye sort of tilts up to the ceiling and sort of studies the cracks in the caves as Creep considers your offer.
Oh. There has been much the hooded ones have not let Creep see, not let Creep touch. They say they will give to Creep so Creep guards the cave, but very little does Creep get. You say that you give much to Creep?
Yoan reaches into his pack, into his steward's handy haversack.
Yes, Yoan.
And he takes out a squishy, kelpy eyeball.
Yoan! Yes, Yoan! Yes!
He squishes it once
Oh!
so that it glows.
Oh!
And he hands it.
Yes!
And he says, a down payment.
Yes, man. Yes.
Oh!
Creep regards this thing as if it is a relic of a bygone age. This literally pulsating, squishy orb. Puts it in his hand, stares at it for a second.
Huh?
Turns off. Turns on.
Whoa!
It just does it like maybe 5 to 10 times in a row. Just lights on, lights off. Just like clicking it until like you think the light's about to like burn out, and then presses it to his chest. Yes. And there is there is like an audible squelch as some like mysterious liquid from the eye drips down his chest.
Oh, Creep loves Bright Ball. Oh,
Oh, so magic balls are just as good as magic wood.
Interesting.
We're all learning today.
Good to know.
If there are more balls, or other good magic, Creep will help.
Yes, man. Yes.
And Creep, you can have most of it, but we will need a little bit, a few things.
Creep likes the way this one,
Well, points at Nadara.
this one speaks. Creep agrees.
Ooh, he agrees.
Creep agrees! Ha ha! Creep agrees!
And like jumps up and down and like shakes the ball for a couple times.
But, Creep, because you hurt our friends, understandably, we need a moment to rest and recover. Can you help watch out for the hooded people while we rest?
Oh, a Creep has a place. But if the hooded ones know that Creep is helping you, they will hunt Creep too. They will hurt Creep.
Well,
And come with us.
what if we hide in the place? You see how well we deal with a few of those hooded folks, and when you see that we are very good at it, perhaps then you'll know that we'll win, and you can join us.
Oh, so you give magic and you hurt the hooded ones.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
because you tried to hurt Creep and it did not go well.
Well, to be fair, Creep tried to hurt us first, and I understand.
But Creep hurt you better.
Yes.
So if
Yes.
Creep better at hurting
Not wrong.
you than you hurting Creep, and you're going to protect Creep from hooded ones.
And you can see like trying to do the math like in his mind at like a rapid pace here.
Don't think about it. You watch us and see.
Can I
But
also
right-
go ahead and
But
just
right
cast,
now we
sorry,
need to hide.
cast a
Do you
magic
have a
stone,
place?
pick up some stones, cast a magic stone, and also kind of like bounce him in my hand as if it could be future payment for taking us to a safe, secure place to sleep.
Just pile it on. Yep. Just pile it on. Exactly. Yep.
You can see Creep still like holding his glowing orb to his chest excitedly. Sees as Gray enchants a few stones that like levitate up to her hand and gleam with druidic light.
Ooh.
And like sort of like plods forward, plods forward a little bit, and like sort of
Safe space?
Oh, you're coy with Creep. Safe space for rocks. For magic rocks, safe space.
Who wants your rocks?
2 now, 3 later.
rock and ball, rock and ball. Creep is so excited. Creep has never had a payday like this in his life. It's an unprecedented windfall for Creep. Yes, absolutely.
Yes, Creep will take you to the safe space, but quiet. Quiet we must be, the hooded ones. They are all about the caves.
I'm not very good at that. Quiet.
We're going to
is
have
my
to try, aren't we?
best.
All right. I'm
We're
gonna have.
going into caves. I'm all game.
I'm gonna have everybody here roll me some stealth checks. You can do it with advantage because you are with Creep, and Creep knows the way through the caves and helps guide your step.
Does that include me since I roll up this?
You would roll flat, Musadi, because you are still scared. Oh, also, if you are wearing
17.
armor that would apply a penalty to stealth, then you would also roll flat.
So that's a 16.
Oh, Sir Dangle the Knight gave the whole party inspiration. You take that inspo. Take
Mr.
it.
Dangle.
Hello, Sir Dangle.
Sir Dangle.
I rolled the worst stealth check I've ever rolled, I think. In
I'm about to
this
say, that should be like your bread and butter.
game. Yeah, no, I
I got a
rolled.
14.
Yeah.
14.
I had already rolled with advantage, so I just took the lower one instead, and it's still a 16.
So we're gonna say.
Yeah, go ahead. I saw that fist pump. What did you roll?
I'll tell you.
I got a
Okay, so I rolled
16
14.
from Zorbarax, right?
Yes.
Okay. What else do I got here?
With his advantage, Yoan gets a dirty 20.
Okay.
Ooh.
And rolling flat, being in plate armor and poisoned,
Yeah.
Theor got an 18.
Whoa! Yeah, Theor is not ready to get into another fight. He's gonna be quiet. All right. So we got 3 there.
I got a 14.
14.
Sorry.
You're fine.
I also got a 13.
Alrighty.
And I rolled a 12.
12. Got you. So we're gonna roll for our good friend Percy here, and we're gonna roll for our good friend the Nothic. Okay, perfect. So we do some math. Okay. There is some jangling and sir-dangling in the chat as the more heavily armored of you. Ooh, got some crunches on there.
Sorry.
Is someone having a snack? There's some grinding of armor. As Greg comes on the big smile. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, you get that food. As Percy helps Theor up to his feet, and you all begin to clamber your way through the rest of the tunnels. Creep sort of, little Jeezy says, nothing to see here, ... You surely would hope. As you make your way through the hall, make sure I'm consulting my notes correctly here. Perfect. Yes. You hear some chanting deep into the echoing throughout the caves. Just some late and distant whatever incantation that the Forsaken are so enraptured with, it is enough to keep them preoccupied with your very careful maneuvering through their rocky lair, as you appear to have not roused any suspicion, even despite dragging your heels and your heavy metal armors throughout the caves. The floor of the cavern is still giving off that faint sort of twilight glow from the sigils that have been carved into the stone to help guide your path. That you saw when you initially came in, which is still illuminating some of the defaced flags and emblems from the Magisterium. Creep, very carefully, clutching his rock to his chest and squishing the eyeball as excitedly as he can, pedals his way and leading you into the part of the hallway that leads towards the main hall, where that sign in Thieves' Cant was redirecting you previously. And here, you are faced with a new area of the dungeon, your first dungeon at level 2. All right, what the party sees. Immediately, this opens up into an antechamber. This one is more cavern than it is reclaimed or forged by working hands. You can see immediately to your left and forward, there are some stalactites and stalagmites that have grown, into big rocky spires out of the ceiling and floor that cut a lot of the even footfalls. But there is a tunnel that leads leftward, right? There is also a tunnel leading rightward, okay? So pretty much a giant T intersection. And then, to your immediate right, in the same antechamber, there appears to be a small pool of still almost brackish water, and there are small cracks in the stone that are feeding small rivulets of water that are draining down into this pool, which then seem to filter out into other smaller dips and cracks deeper into the cave. Lil Jeezy says, Robert Pattinson sigils? Is that a thing? Does Robert Pattinson have his own sigils?
Maybe Twilight?
Oh, Twilight. Oh, good. Okay. See, someone's one step ahead. Creep as he's guiding you forward, is hugging the right side of the cavern wall as tightly as he can to keep himself pretty close to where that pool of brackish water is, and keeps one eye sort of constantly darting over towards the leftward tunnel, where you can hear is the deepest emanation of the Ature se mati atu. That seems to be where the highest culmination of the enchantments are happening to the left. But Creeps, as his name is, redeemed a highlight message, said, he said the thing! He said dungeon! That's right. They stopped being level 1, and they're on an adventure, and they're in a dungeon, so really the only thing now we need is a dragon, and we will have hit all the markers.
Just one more.
Creep gets himself close to the edge of the water, and then sort of very carefully plops one of his legs into it, and then swings his other leg into it, and just sort of sits on the edge of the pool, sort of the rocky pool where the water sort of feeds down, and looks back towards the party.
Safe space down.
No.
Can I do a perception check to make sure it's safe?
Sure.
With my dungeon delver.
Yes.
Ooh, that's gonna be a 19.
A 19. We love to see it. Zorvarax, you tilt your ear towards the stone as you are keeping an eye on the rocks, and you can hear, while the water does spill into this pool, and the pool outwardly sinks into other sort of small cavernous entrances, as you draw your ear against the stones, you can hear there's like a rush of water, a rush of water, rush of water, sudden silence. Almost as if there is an air pocket underneath of your foot where the water has not found a way to sink its way into.
Something seems off about this. I can't quite place it, but
You
There's
give
something
Creep
wrong with this
ball
group.
and rock. Creep has not lied. Creep is not a liar. If anyone,
I
you
do not
are the
believe-
liars. Lie about
I
magic.
do not believe you are a liar, Creep. I am not blaming you.
As you like say it as Horizon, he just
Relax. I just
I
think
think we
something
all
is-
should do that, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
I believe so as well. We can figure this out after a nice nap. Or
Nar-
3.
Yes, that'd be nice. Nadara's gonna creep and say, "Thank you."
Okay.
Right, so is he telling us to go in the hole, or he telling us to stay right here?
Are you waiting to see what else Creep does after he says safe space down?
It
Yes.
sounds like he wants to go
I
down.
guess.
Oh, down.
Yeah, we stare at him blankly.
We're like,
Creep,
oh,
Creep
how do we
smiles.
get down?
Creep smiles
Lead
from
the
what
way.
would be his ear to his ear, but instead is just like a leathery gray flesh and spikes, and then immediately like headbutts into the water with a splash, and then disappears beneath the waves.
Go ahead, dog.
I volunteer Nadara to go first.
I mean, I would be willing to go. There must be some watery caverns I've traversed in my time before. What kind of check does that take?
I would say survival or nature. Unless you're physically just like brute force swimming, then it would be athletics.
Oh, I'm brute force swimming. You know, it's Zorvarax. Come on. So athletics?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a 14.
A 14? Okay. The water's pretty still, right? Aside from the small pools that are the small waterfalls that are like trickling in from cracks in the rocks. So it's not too raging. It's not like the rivers that you've seen outside, right? So Zorvarax, you see Creep just say, "Safe for down," and like plop into the water, and you sidle up
I'm
alongside.
just like, okay. Just like that, like no thought, just like, all right, here we go.
Zorvarax, there is a bit of an undercurrent, an unseen undercurrent that sweeps you up for a moment. Not too hard enough that you couldn't swim against it. It would take a bit of muscular effort, but if you just let yourself drift, it sort of carries you, right? And a moment later, it spits you out, right, into what appears to be a small cavern underneath. Like you can see, there's a bit of a lip, right, that you can like grab onto. The water that dumped you out continues to drain further down into the cavern, but there is a small little pocket of stone that has been carved out right underneath. As you haul yourself up inside, you can see Creep is sitting excitedly at the very back of it, and he's pretty big. I would say this space is probably small for both of you. Like he's folded up on himself. He pretty much just looks like one giant grinning eyeball with like his treasures in his hands. So it takes you a bit of effort to crouch down as well. But you can see there are some moldy, drenched furs that are somewhat of like a makeshift bed. I like how everybody keeps trying to say Creep's name in chat, and like the mod is yelling at everybody for saying Creep because they're saying it's bullying. Listen, that's just Creep's name. Creep can't help it.
How dare you?
You can see, yeah, there's some moldy. There's like
name
some
calling, yeah.
There's some moldy furs piled up, some wet watered furs. You can also see some burlap satchels. And most of them are spilling over with tomes that are similarly waterlogged. Some of the writings have also been stained, like the ink is bleeding. And you can see like some of them have holes and tears in them because he's trying to like maneuver them with his clawed hands. But definitely looks like these have been well read and well loved.
Safe place. It's good. Creep comes here. They don't come here.
Oh, I trust you now, and I'll try to shout, "It's okay! Come on through!" As if, like, maybe my voice will make it through whatever, like, cavernous
The top of the water for everyone just bubbles, and, like, you can just see some echolations from underneath the waves.
Okay.
I hope they know it's fine. I'll wait like 30 seconds, and if no one comes out, I guess I'll go back and let them know it's okay.
Like you're like talking, and it can understand you, but it can't speak common.
Oh yeah.
So like it just like rushes forward, and in its mind it's saying like no, please stay. But instead it just like grabs a book and like shoves it in your chest, like read with Creep, and to you it's just like and just sort of like smacking a book into your chest plate.
Can read? Is it in common? The book?
Give me, take a look at it. You crack it open?
Yeah.
Interestingly enough...
If you shoved a book in my hands, I think I would be curious to see what it had to say.
Interestingly enough, yes, a lot of them are written in common.
Cool. Do I need to roll anything to read it, or I will just...
No, you can definitely read it. Whether or not you understand it, being that most of these are like magical tomes in nature, is another thing for Zorvarax. If you would like to try and ascertain it with an Arcana check, you could. But otherwise, you could just read the words.
Why not? Ooh, that's actually a 17.
A 17?
I was like, this is actually pretty thrilling stuff.
Zorvarax, you read this page, and you see that it is actually the soggy, the remains of a wizard's journal, right? Which some of the pages happen to be a bit of a spell book, right? A lot of the spells have been lost to time or weathered or molded out. But this one seems to be of incredible interest to Creep. He keeps poring over the pages, and you can pick out a few words. Find familiar.
Find familiar. What is... Oh, you don't understand what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm trying to Yeah. Hey, come on over. It's fine. I'll keep trying to yell to them from the other side.
Well, I think I'm the only one that can understand him, so... Can I I want to like walk to the edge of the pond and I'm just take like a deep breath. Put my back to the pond and I want to do the most graceful backflip swan dive into this thing because I'm trying to let my DM know I want to do an acrobatics check instead of athletics.
Yes, I will. I will take it. I will take a beautiful swan dive with acrobatics.
That's it.
Pretty damn good. Ooh! That is a 21.
Dang, yeah, you cut the water like a knife. There's hardly even a splash as you, and like from your angle, because you're like swan diving, you pretty much backflip under the water, and when you land, your toes are like on the edge of the outcropping where the cavern is.
And then I'm going to like just kind of like brush myself off and look at Kip and go, huh, it's nice in here.
Ooh. It's just like waves his like hands like little fingers. Click, 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 click.
Hi, Zilbrax.
Hi.
Does the rest of the party shimmy on down?
I'm waiting for y'all.
So it's either an athletics or an acrobatics.
Yeah.
What about just a basic survival skill?
I would take it. I would take it.
I thought that was what you first asked me for when I jumped in.
I would take that too.
Hmm?
Rolling now.
Rolling now. Rolling now. It's not a particularly hard check. I mean, you really have to beef it for there to be any serious consequences, but...
Well...
You had to say it out loud.
Yeah, is an 8 beefing it? Because I did roll with an inspiration, and so with inspiration, I got a 23.
I would say 8 may be considered, the technical term of beefing it, but I think that 23. As Gray, you attune yourself to the natural ebbs and flows of the water. Being a druid yourself, you are so accustomed to the movements of nature. As you very unceremoniously sort of just like plop yourself in and naturally guide yourself along the currents.
Hard cannonball.
Hard cannonball. We did have a cannonball contest earlier in the campaign. And you naturally find the current that leads you to the outcropping, as in a moment the party watches in a splash, psh, Gray appears at the edge of the rocky outcropping of the Undercroft and is rejoined with the group.
Oh, hi, hello.
Yoan will make an acrobatics check. It's 10.
Okay. It is not the most graceful of landings. I'd like to say that you hear like the cloven feet of a young clop, clop towards the edge, and there's a bit of a jump, but the cape is completely dragged by the undercurrent, and Yoan, there's a moment under the water where you're sort of like wrapped up in the folds of your own fine clothes. But then a moment later, you are spat out of the water in a bundle of soggy cloth, but on the outcropping, just not in the most stately of forms.
Sure. Theor will throw athletics
hand,
at
my
that.
friend.
Yoan takes the hand and tries vainly to get the sop out of his clothing. Theor makes it, just barely. With disadvantage from being poisoned, Theor gets a 10 athletics.
Oh, yeah. You can see Theor, like, begrudgingly marches up to the edge of the pool, his skin still taut to his flesh, as that strange magic of the Nothic's gaze has poisoned his body. Well, it's not the craziest thing I've done today, I suppose. We did befriend a monster, as he like jumps into the water, and there's a splash on the other side as you see a gauntleted arm break through the water and just manage to grab the edge of the stone as he hoists himself up and flops and folds onto the stones. Percy, not wanting one to have his uncle too far behind. Yes, we do manage to make quite a mess of things every once in a while. Well, and you see him like get on the edge, like ho, ho, sort of like doing like a few stretches.
And as he does that, I just anime stop.
You what?
Anime stomp. Anime stomp right into the border.
He's like, ho! As like a boot fall lands into the back of his armor. You can see there's a flailing shadow under the curve for a second. You can hear a burbling as he like is being swung around. But a moment later, he is shot out of the current, and he splays himself on the stones, not too dissimilarly to how Yoan emerged. Oh well, thanks for the push, old boy. He says as he like adjusts his glasses.
And so, I guess I will at disadvantage.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna do acrobatics because I get a +4 on that. Okay, so like a flat 10.
A flat 10. Once again, you are trembling, you are shaking. This won't be the most graceful of landings. But after, actually, you push Percy with your foot, and then you just like fall forward foot first into the water. Just like completely following your weight. You appear not but a few moments later right behind Percy, like practically on top of each other, like entwined in each other, both soaking wet. And when he says, "Oh, thanks for the push, old boy," it's like literally underneath of you as you're all like entangled with like wet limbs.
Yeah, this blows.
Can I somehow reach out to try to help get them out? Since I was just there saying like, yeah, you gotta, good for you.
Yes, very, very quickly does Percy grab Zorvarax's hand and pull himself up into a straight stance. Oh, Fleetwood Mac gave the whole party inspiration, and there's a hydrate, so give yourself some water.
Hydrate?
Because you earned it, as we all earned it. The party is now all reconvened in creep safe space. You all, once again, you have to dupe, you have to, or stoop, I should say, you have to duck. Dupe and stuck? You have to, all those words. You have to, crouch downwards, as you barely manage to fit into this little hovel that has been carved out underneath the stone and the current. But you are all, for now, seemingly safe and undetected by the Forsaken in their grotto. So what does the party wish to do?
Geez, so we can take a short rest?
It appears you
Short rest.
Mm-hmm.
Check out that book.
Yeah.
If the Nothic will let me.
If the Nothic will let you.
Just to look at it.
You approach the book, and it is excitedly because the creep knows that you do magic, and so as Zorvarax is just reading the pages of a spell book like it's like a children's storybook.
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah,
You see,
I like that.
seems very much disinterested. Creep yanks the tome out of Zorvarax's hand.
You! Magic breaker!
And like pushes the tome into your chest.
Read book! Read book with creep?
He wants you to read.
Sure, yes. Lad.
I was enjoying that book.
You can come over and listen too, Zorvarax.
Okay. Oh, I excitedly look over your shoulder.
Oh yes. What did you get?
I assume I find the Find Familiar spell, and is there anything else of interest?
There may be. Give me an Arcana check. See if you can what you can peek out of this waterlogged tome.
Can I assist because I'm also good with Arcana?
Are you good at Arcana? That's gonna be the plot twist of the century.
In Arcana?
I lied.
I lied.
That's 10 from Yoan.
Yoan, you flip through the books, but with Creep sidled up by your side. So you can almost hear a contented, like, warbling purr underneath this breath. So like,
Yo, that thing is so cute. Oh my god. Oh my god.
as absorbing all this magical knowledge you're giving him excitedly. You obviously get the Find Familiar spell. Unfortunately, it seems like a lot of this book has been damaged very badly, so aside from some musings of a wizard and, like, their livelihood in their journal and, like, pens and notes and margins, you don't get too much. However, with the 10, I will give you 1 first-level spell that you managed to find in the spellbook of your choice. You may... You don't have to decide that right now. You can look at it later if you decide. But you have found a wizard spellbook, so there's a good chance that there's another first level spell in there that isn't completely demolished by the ravages of time and water. So you can probably find one that you can copy down.
I only have an hour. That means it would have to be a transmutation spell unless I can take it away from him.
Chat wanted cat, and chat got cat. Look at that. Is Piper? Oh, there's Piper.
School.
You can't really see. She's kind of melding into the couch there, but... Bunch of cats.
Oh, the baby.
I already know them all.
I
don't know Featherfall yet.
You know all of the spells. I love it.
No, I know all the first level conjuration spells. Or transmutation spells. Except for Featherfall.
Which is a pretty handy one to have.
It sure is. So that's it. That's the one I find.
So that's the one you find.
Oh, light as a feather. that sounds good, yes?
Yes, very. Excuse me. And he takes out... He knows there's going to be a moment, so he takes out his own spell book and goes, "Your book.
Oh!
My book.
Oh, 2 books!
I
good
also
books!
have a book. We both have books.
Oh, I love books!
Yes. I'll show you mine." But, and he puts it down, he opens to a fresh page, and he goes, "Let me show you how I put things into this book."
You can see Creep's mind is being utterly blown right now. No one has let him get this close to like a true blue spell book.
Oh, yes. How do you do it? Do you do it with wand? Do you do it with good wood? Do you do it with ball? Do you do it with rock?
Just sort of like going absolutely crazy.
Yep. Let's take him with
Even better. And he takes out
how
an
do
ink
you
pen.
do it?
He takes out a couple of special arcane inks. He starts setting up shop, and he starts copying Featherfall into his book, which takes him 1 hour and 25 gold.
And there is literally an hour of like all you hear is that same contented like heavy breathing with like his hands on his head, just like just
this
watching.
is how my sister does it. Oh,
was that just a Zorvarax lore drop?
interesting.
Zorax, your sister does magic.
That's what she's learning.
Percy perks up. Your sister does a spell work, Zorvarax.
Maybe. She's gone to school. I don't know much about that, but
She's gone to school, so she's at the magisterium.
Perhaps.
Well.
Anyways, we should get back to our task.
But wait for a moment, Zorvarax. Do not you find this somewhat of a strange coincidence that these ne'er-do-wells seem to hail from the very same place of schooling that perhaps, with some leniency, your sister attends?
Well, I simply see magic happening, and I assume that must be how it happens. I don't know if it's the same school. I'm not sure.
Does Zorvarax in lore lore for
I actually don't know.
You don't know if it's actually the Magisterium Straining Out? Okay, got you.
Yeah. I just know she's at a school.
Well, fair enough, I suppose. Might be something to look into, however.
I didn't mean to make a fuss. I apologize. We should keep on our task because we have to get moving.
To that, Theor dressing his own wound. Aye, some of us have much to recover from since our last endeavors. as he's like stitching up his wound here. So yes, is there any other actions that the party wants to take before finalizing the short rest?
Does short rest bring everybody back to like full health?
On a short rest, you can choose to spend hit die. And then you roll those, and however many you add, you also add your con modifier to each roll, and that is brought back to you as health. Bear in mind that you only get half of your hit die back per long rest. So if you spend 2 now, you'll only get 1 back the next morning. So it's like a diminishing return if you use too many.
So I'm healthy, but I'm more worried about Blue and Uncle. How their health looking?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, Theor was reduced to 4 hit. Was that 1?
Theor's
and then
up to 5 out of 22. He will definitely be spending some hit dice.
Okay.
So will I, for this short rest.
Yeah, I'm also spending 1 hit die too.
Okay.
Does Yoan get the benefits of a short rest if he's copying a spell?
Oh, that's an excellent question. I'm gonna say yes for now. I'll look it
Okay.
up. I'll look it up for true later. But I'll say yes for now. I imagine you're a wizard. They say light activity, for a short rest. I imagine a wizard can read some magic books pretty well. Undercover Spy says, pulling out a Neb's voice, Dungeon Master Nebera. Yes, Ailing has also noted that the Nebera voice is similar to Percy, although Percy is a bit more scared and boyish. But yes, it is a similar timbre.
Wow.
And then once all y'all have your hit die spent, I believe Percy also has to spend a hit die since some of his bones popped out of socket whenever he jumped off of the cliff. But that should be enough to get him back to full without any issue.
And after my short rest, no one needs to worry about Zorv.
Nice.
He's good.
What about Uncle?
I only spent 1 hit die, but I'm not back at full health, but I'm also not close to death.
What's so fun about fighters is all the short rest things that they have. as
Oh
opposed
yeah,
to
you were
long
charged
rest.
on a lot of shorts.
Yeah, it's nice.
So with Yoan copying down into his spell book and the rest of you dressing your wounds, Creep there at your side, readily able to dispense any other information that you might need. What's the game plan for moving forward? You know that above you, so you know that you're in this little hovel. You'd have to climb up through the rocks and push against the current to get yourself back into the pool of the main chamber. But after doing so, once again, not a hard check. And now that all of you know it, it's probably pretty routine, to be fair. You know that there is a path leading to the right and a path leading to the left, and the left seems to have some chanting going on.
Is Theor still poisoned?
No, actually. I believe that was only a temporary condition. Yes, he would be
for
fine.
a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Creep can only wear long shorts. Don't ask him about it. It's a touchy subject, says LGZ. Like old 90s like shorts where they're like past your knee.
Yoan asks indirectly to Creep, what's down each passageway here?
Oh, well, if you go this way,
And he just sort of like gestures where the tunnels would be because you're underground. But he gestures towards where the chanting is coming from, right?
there is a place where the hooded ones go. They guard a big door. That is where she goes most of the time.
Who is she?
She? She is called Jacqueline. She is the one who commands the hooded ones, at least
fun.
here.
Oh,
Jack and Lynn?
Creep has not
Yeah.
seen Jacqueline since they brought a most magical teaming package. She has been much concerned with it. But some of her friends, they stay in the room over there.
He gestures broadly once again.
To make sure she is undisturbed.
Well,
Okay, so our boss is that way.
I feel like maybe her guests would have left their goodies in that room before going to see Jack and Lynn in that room.
There is also
And he thinks for a moment. Broadly this way, broadly gesturing to the right.
a place where Creep is not allowed to go. The hooded
And
ones,
what's over there?
they have drawn a circle in front of the door. It is a circle that Creep cannot cross. The hooded ones cross, but Creep does not cross.
And you can see he like visibly winces for a moment.
It hurts Creep.
Can I throw an Arcana check and see if I know what that is?
Yes.
Gosh darn it, dice. 11.
11. Yeah, you can. Well, actually. What is that? Well, actually. Trying to see if it is the right level. I should have written it down, but I'm a dummy. Ba-ba-da-ba.
Oh, if it's a wizard spell, though, I get advantage.
Oh,
if that
that's true.
helps.
Yes, and I believe this would be. Undercover
Well-
says if it hurts Creep, it must go.
How's a 25 do for
Oh,
you?
a 25 is very good. Yoan, yes, you're sort of putting together the pieces of the puzzle here. You've seen some of the etchings that they've carved in the stone before for their protective magics. Creep seems to be adverse to it. This does seem to be protection from good and evil that must have been inscrawled on the stone to protect against aberrations. So they have specifically warded this particular tunnel for Creep not to be able to enter.
Okay.
Interesting.
Do you know what's back there, Creep?
Oh, Creep knows. It is why Creep is not allowed to be there. It is filled with so many books. Books and pages and scrolls and leathers and writings. Oh, if Creep could go there, the things Creep would read.
If there's scrolls, those are very handy against Jack and Lynn.
Creep, you can read?
Creep can read!
Plus, it's the only place that Creep can't help us, and if we clear that out first, maybe he'll believe in us enough to help us in the parts that he can go to.
I would have to agree.
So can I ask a silly question? Are we not? First off, does Creep understand common?
Creep, yeah, it doesn't seem to be able to translate it very well.
Okay, cool.
Probably
Cool, so I
brokenly.
say this- okay, I say this specifically in common, obviously. So are we now obligated to kill everybody in this cave? Just to make sure we got this clear. Or are we? Like,
Are we
what
dying for Creep today? Is what we need to establish.
Clarify.
You know, like.
Are we doing a genocide run?
Undertale
Right.
suddenly. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-da.
Right. Or are we just getting what we need to get, right? And leaving.
And I'll say this in common too. Technically, we did promise Creep a bunch of magical items.
Right, which you can do, right? But like that may then entail us killing mages.
Right. However, do you want to fight mages, which we fought already, or fight Creep?
Right, but now there's Jacqueline, whoever she is.
That's probably why we need
Jacqueline. Who's Jacqueline?
Jack and Lynn.
Oh, Jack and Lynn. Yes, yes.
We could, of course, go through here and try and knock them all out, and that would probably work for a time, but you have to understand they will be awake, they will be after us. And they've already waylaid us twice now. I'm not exactly keen on killing them all either, but if it's the only way we survive and get out of here, it's the only way we survive and get out of here.
I would prefer to not fight the thing that killed me in one attack. But that's just me.
I agree with that.
Right, so we're killing everybody in the cave.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure we're all on the same boat, right? That we're all deciding collectively.
1,
we're gonna
2,
kill
3, blood
everybody.
pact. Murder, murder.
Viola, where are you, Viola?
Oh, yeah, your conscious voice is gone. Your priest is long gone.
Yeah, we lost our aasimar. Unfortunately.
So
our aasimar is gone.
So it sounds like the going plan. It sounds like maybe the party wants to investigate the warded tunnel to see what we can get in terms of help for creep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sounds good. Any other points of order?
How's Uncle South? Is he looking okay?
Oh yeah.
He's at 20 HP out of 22. He's not poisoned anymore. He has 1 hit die left, but I didn't want to spend them all.
Same. Okay.
Just for 2 hit points.
So we all
Same.
Do we see anything of particular interest in this area that we're at, like the crossroads?
Because this is Creep's sort of like little special cave, this doesn't have many of the markings that like denoted locations that that the crossroads did. But you might be able to surmise that going upstairs, there might be a similar branding that there was in the tunnel prior. But yeah, this is just where it's where Creep hangs out.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Through the tunnel.
Okay.
Yeah.
To seeing you all getting prepared to leave, Creep moves forward a little bit behind you.
Well, Creep is a little nervous that if the Hooded Ones see, they will start against Creep. Is it best if Creep stays here for now?
Yes, I can see it. What do you all think?
Fight with us. Well, won't they see us too?
Creep, we're going to the place where you can't go. If we run into some hooded figures, we'll get rid of them for you. And once you see that we can do that, perhaps you'll fight with us after. So you stay here for now.
Mm-hmm.
We'll call you after that's done. Sound like a plan?
Plan. I'll read a book.
As you see, like rumbles into his pack and finds like another book which is covered in like claw marks and maybe even a tooth mark or two.
That's a great
Gather
idea.
your courage.
Courage, courage! There's just a voice of hand and like gets back to his book. Undercover spy says, "Abandon Creep and I will unfollow." Creep has become the unofficial mascot of Level 1.
Oh no, we will lose our biggest fan.
You can't keep making everybody love the NPCs. We already have a frog walking around with us, Percy.
Oh, God.
We already got a Nothic.
You're the one that keeps making them.
You keep befriending them. All right, so it sounds like we're heading up towards the creep spot or the warded zone.
So this is what we do. We set fire to this cave as we leave, right? And we kill them like really fast. We just kill them. Just set fire to it.
Just like instant.
And I think
Your ever-changing
We're
loyalties.
leaving our golem here.
Your ever-changing loyalties toward this creature are starting to make me worried about your loyalties toward us. Let me just say
As it
that.
should be. As it should be.
As it should be.
Moo, have some faith.
Who brought Moosity? I know we paired up at the beginning. Who brought Moosity into this?
Viola.
Yoan keeps looking over his shoulder to shoot Violet dirty looks and just like it's not. Never in the right spot.
I'm still there for you, Moo.
Thank you, Boo.
And I think with 8 minutes left to our normal stop time, I think this might be a pretty good place to hold it right before we enter the next part of the cavern.
Yeah.
So I think this might be an excellent stopping point. I'm going to stop our spooky music as I look back to our wonderful fans and friends. Thank you so much for coming to watch our game tonight. We had a lot of eyes up and down through the stream. Thank you so much for everybody who stopped in. All the outreach is really helping us. I am Wolf Scout. I'm your host and Dungeon Master. What is Level 1 Adventuring if you are brand new here? It is a... we're giving some points to feed the beans, feed the dragon, feed the dragon.
Gotta feed that beans.
Gotta feed that beans. Level 1 Adventuring, we are an RPG and TTRPG stream. We do pen and paper, we do video stuff, we do solo games, we do big group games like D&D, which you just watched tonight. Hey, if you want to see all of our previous content, it's already on YouTube. Watch it. It's a great time. Everyone enjoys it. Follow us on all the socials, especially the Discord. That's where we post all of our updates. It's going to be a play-by-post community center very soon, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you to Tabletop Audio for the free music that graced our stream this time around. Thank you so much for StreamLabs and StreamSpell for all of the fancy digital effects. Affiliate link down below if you want to help us out. And God, I feel like the list just gets longer and longer of things that I have to say. But I think with that, I'm going to turn it over to the party members to say their thank yous and their good nights and goodbyes. I'm not going to popcorn it, y'all. Just feel it out.
Garrett, go for it.
And then you popcorn each other. I'm like, I'm not going to popcorn it, but
I saw the like, oh.
I'm Garrett. It's been a pleasure playing with y'all. I have nothing to plug because I'm a social media hermit. Zach.
I am also a social media hermit, so I have nothing to plug. But my name is Zach, and I appreciate y'all for being here. Thank you all. And Lauren, go for it.
Hey, my name's Lauren. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I've got an Instagram and stuff, and if you guys really want to follow it, you can. It's at Lauren Kennedy, but please don't feel obligated. I'm private, so you'll have to request me anyway. Popcorn, Amber.
Hi y'all. My name is Amber. Thanks for joining tonight. You can feel obligated to follow me on Twitch at Girl with Camel.
You actually are contractually obligated to do so.
Here we are. Finally.
If you want us to not abandon Creep, you have to follow me.
Whoa! You've been one up, chat. You've been one up.
There it is. Now we're blackmailing our fan base.
By the way, Amber's Twitch is linked down below in our little friends of the stream section, so you can click on that and join her.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thanks, y'all.
And that leaves.
That leaves.
Boy, who left?
It is Kimani. Y'all, I'm also a social media hermit. So be kind, drink water.
Be kind, drink water. Absolutely.
Drink water.
That is going to be all for us tonight. We're going to be back live next week. There's going to be some solo games coming in, I think, Tuesday, maybe Monday, off or on, and we have to check our availability for next Wednesday. We may have another 5th edition stream. We may not. It just depends. We'll check in with you. We'll post it so you'll know if it's happening or not. But until then, y'all have been so great. Your time and energy is so appreciated, and we'll see you the next time we roll. So I'm going to run that beautiful outro. Have a great rest of your evening.
Peace out. Peace out.
Love y'all.